There's so much going on now with this latest news outbreak about the grooming gang scandal that lots of it and lots of bits of it again overlooked. So here's a part you may well have missed. So the government have told the National Crime Agency, the NCA, to potentially reinvestigate and reopen 800 previous cases of grooming gangs and grooming style cases that either were overlooked, not properly investigated, shelved, or where potentially the wrong decision was reached. 800 cases. So that's, even if each case was only one girl, that's 800 girls whose lives were ruined. And then beyond those 800 girls, how many men were involved? By its very nature, a grooming case, generally speaking, means more than one person. It's a gang-based activity. So you're probably looking at 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 men maybe involved in some of these cases. So if it's 800 cases, you're probably looking at anything from 3,000 to 10,000 men who were potentially involved in those cases. The crazy thing about this is that the resources just are not there to do anything about it. The National Crime Agency simply doesn't have enough staff or enough resources or enough manpower to look into 800 cases. And what happens if more victims come forward? Another 100 or 200 or 300 or 1,000. These cases are never going to get properly investigated, or if they do, it will take a decade, 20 years. I listened to an interview on the radio this morning of a lady called Chantel. She was abused back in the early 2000s, between about 2002 and 2007, I think it was. She first went to the police in 2009. It got overlooked, shelved, nothing was done about it. And then in 2019, the investigation into her case got reopened. It's now 2025 and it's still ongoing. And the CPS are saying it will be another 9 months before they can make a decision on whether to prosecute anyone. She was so traumatised that she'd said that if she had known that it was going to take another 6 or 7 years of her life to have to go back through all of this all over again, relive it all over again, go through all those experiences, and it was going to take 7 years and she still wouldn't have an answer, then she wouldn't have done it. So it's all very well trying to open up these cases, but if these cases are going to take 5, 6, 7, 8 years to get a resolution, and you've got 800 of them, and you're dragging the victims through that for year after year after year, what do you think is going to happen? They're not going to come forward. And if they don't come forward and don't want to give the evidence, then the men that did it are going to get away with it. This is so big, so big. Thousands and thousands and thousands of victims, thousands and thousands and thousands of perpetrators, hundreds of public officials involved in covering it up. And if you ever really think we're going to see proper justice, I think you're kidding yourself. The good news is we can now talk about it. The good news is we can now call it out. The good news is we can now point fingers and name those responsible. And hopefully, the police will now be forced to take action in any new or ongoing cases. They won't be able to cover it up anymore. And so hopefully in the future, this will happen to fewer and fewer girls. But for what's gone on in the past, if you think there's going to be proper recompense, proper justice, proper retribution, it just ain't going to happen, sadly.